In this footage, I will revise the standalone panel of the Pioneer Ranger GUI. For those users who don't want to use the TVI system and want to use only a standalone panel to control the Pioneer Ranger. First of all, let's make a shortcut of the Pioneer panel onto the desktop. So you can follow my instructions here. We'll go to C, Test View Integrator, Tester Files, Developer Files, External Program, External LV17, and Builds. Under Builds, we have an executable file called Pioneer Control. Let's make a shortcut onto the desktop. Let's minimize this. We have the shortcut now on the screen. Double click. And we have the Pioneer board panel. We have a display of the image and histogram on the right side. The histogram shows the values according to the window that we set here in this green frame. You can see on the bottom left side initialization of the device. It initialized the SBRIO with the firmware. What we need to do now is to switch on the power supplies onto the chip, and for that purpose we'll click here on the voltages button. Here we have a panel of the voltages of the supplies on the board itself. We need to power up the chip. For that we will load a pre-configuration that we've made. In this case we have a Pioneer N chip, and we have a couple of voltage settings that we already made at Tower Jazz. I select this one. You can see here the various voltages to the supplies of the chip, and now I can switch on the supply on the board. Switch on the supply on the board. I can switch off. I can switch on. Let's exit that. Apparently we have some live video. We need to here we can reset the chip. The next thing we need to do is we need to download registers onto the chip. For that purpose we'll hit this button here called Registers. Again, we need to load a predetermined, pre-configured registers files that we've made. We have a Pioneer N. We have a list of registers that we've made. You should have for your own device, you should get and arrange a similar file. Let's take this one, high gain 20 millisecond integration time. So we uploaded here to this screen. Now we have to write it to the chip. We click this button here, write. We wait. That's it. We can close this window here on this X. And now to see that everything is working, we can hit this button here, live video. And we can see here with the histogram that we have a live video here. On the bottom screen here, we have a list of registers named that we can take a single register and manipulate this register in real time. Let's take sync 1, which I know manipulates the integration time. I can change the value on the fly. Let's take 500 microseconds. Okay, I've lost. I want sync 1. Let's take 200 millisecond here and 50 on here. I can manipulate registers on the fly. I can also change the gain. That's the gain of the board, the analog output of the board. But usually what we would like to do now, we like to capture images. For that purpose we have this screen here. Let's say I want to capture 15 images, store them onto my disk, and from those 15 images I want to skip the first 3 images. Let's say they are noisy, or I want to ignore them. So I can here say I want 15 images and skip recording the first 3 images. For that purpose I also need to, let's stop the video for a minute. For that purpose I also need to set here the number of frames that I'm grabbing from the chip. They need to match this figure here. If I want 15 images, I also here need to make sure that I'm grabbing 15 frames from the chip. Also need to set up the hardware external here. And now let's see where we can store the images. First I can set up a file name prefix. Say I want to name it test pioneer N100, and where to save it on the disk, I can browse. Let's go to document, let's make a new folder and say test 100 images. Select folder. Now let's hit the trigger button. You can see here the counter, 15 images. Oh, I forgot also to hit this button here, save images. I need to hit this button here, save images. Now it's highlighted. Now let's capture it again. Trigger. I hit the trigger button. Now you can see it grabs images here and also here. Okay, done. Let's go to the folder we've created. Documents, test 100 images, and we have 15 images minus first 3. So we have 1 to 12. That's it. And we get also the average and the temporal noise calculated. Let's minimize that. So that's it. That's most of what we have here on this panel. We know how to set. We need to set the voltages, we need to set the registers, and we know now how to capture images and store them onto the disk.